Hey guys, and welcome back to yet another video. So today guys, I want to talk about our overall performance in our game against Wolfsburg, which ended up being us winning 3-2. And I have quite a few things that I want to talk about and my thoughts on this first match day and also what I think is coming up for us in this season. And if you guys are enjoying my videos, be sure to hit that like button down below. And if you're new to my channel, hit that subscribe button. And of course, we're going to be talking about Bayern Munich today because of course they did play against Wolfsburg, as I said. And I'll be honest, I'm going to start off straight off the bat with something. First of all, this ref today was horrible. Absolutely horrible. Throughout the first half, there was a blatant foul on Musiala that should have been a foul and a yellow card, but neither was given. Kane got a yellow card for basically just doing nothing and talking to the referee. And on top of that, there was a blatant handball by the Wolfsburg player that we were not given a penalty for, which would have put us 2-0 up and relieved a bit of the pressure off of us. So, and even in the second half, he made a lot of ref decisions that went into the favor against Wolfsburg. It was almost like this guy was anti-Bayern today and really wanted us to lose that game today. And because of that definitely made the game a lot more difficult and frustrating for us. And I personally hope whoever this ref is, he never referees another Bundesliga game again. Or if he does, please do not ever referee another Bayern Munich game again, because I do not ever want to see this guy referee our games again after the performance that he put today. But anyway, enough complaining about the ref's performance. Let's talk about our team's performance. So, despite all of those things that went on, I thought we started off the first half very well. We really limited a lot of the chances that Wolfsburg tried to create. They really weren't getting any dangerous attacks going towards our box. We seemed very organized, very composed. We got a great goal under Jamal Musiala after putting quite a bit of pressure on Wolfsburg. Probably as well should have gotten a penalty near the end of the game that was not given. It was comfortable for us. It was 1-0 heading into halftime. And I was like, okay, if we can keep this performance for the remaining of the second half and we get 2 more goals in the process, then I'll be satisfied with the performance and the game that we have. However, the second half started for us pretty horribly because we almost instantly conceded a penalty in the second half, which Wolfsburg did end up converting to make it 1-1. And then 2 or 3 minutes later, Kim Min-jae makes a very bad mispass, and that goes to the Wolfsburg player. The Wolfsburg players capitalize, they score with Meyer, and they make it 2-1 to Wolfsburg. And at that point, I'm thinking, oh my god, this is literally the exact same Bayern like last year. The exact same Bayern that defensively just crumbled whenever there was a little bit of pressure put on them. And I was shaking my head. I was like, oh my god, did we really sell De Ligt just to keep these 2 bombs, Upamecano and Kim Min-jae, on our defense? And I thought when once Wolfsburg made it 2-1, I thought that was it. There was no way that we were going to win the game then. At that point, I was hoping maybe we could salvage a draw. Then the rest of that second half was an absolute mess. We could not build up from the back. Our defense was making mistake after mistake. Wolfsburg really felt like they had a chance to win that game. They were starting to craft out chance after chance. Neuer had to make a couple of decent saves. And then we managed to get an equalizer the moment Thomas Muller came on. And after a good sequence of play between Thomas Muller and Harry Kane, it ended up deflecting off of a Wolfsburg defender, and it ended up being an own goal. We got back into the game, making it 2-2. And then in around the 80th minute, Gnabry, after missing a lot of chances in today's game, finally took one of them and scored. And basically after that, we won the game 3-2. Now, I don't want to start off completely negative, so I'm going to start off with the positives first. I think it's very important that we got a win in the first game of this Bundesliga season, even though it was far from the most comfortable. We got the win, we got the 3 points, which is ultimately what matters at the end. I thought a lot of our attacking sequences, especially in the first half, looked absolutely brilliant. I really like how our attack is looking under Vincent Kompany. We definitely look a lot more threatening attacking wise. And I also think mentally and tactically, this is probably not a game that we would have won had we played under Tuchel. Because we actually dug deep, we managed to get back into the game, started creating more chances, and we ended up winning the game 3-2, as I mentioned. So that showed good mentality from our attackers and from some of our defenders, that they won't get knocked down easily, which is an improvement, I'd say, in that regard over last year. And there are some promising things. Sacha Boey looked good. Jamal Musiala looked amazing. Harry Kane looked good. Olise was a little bit mid today, I gotta be honest, but I think there are much better performances to come from him in the next few games. I thought Gnabry's finishing was a bit off, but he was at least a bit active in the attack. Any other really big positives? Pavlovic was always good. He was good this game, as he usually is. Davies, I thought, had a pretty average first half, but then had a really good second half as he started to grow into the game a little bit more. And yeah, that's, I think, about as far as I can say for positives. Now, let's talk about the negatives. And I think this is where Bayern has a big problem in at the moment. Bayern cannot defend from simple attacks. It's that simple. If Bayern is simply put under a little bit of pressure defensively, these guys start to make mistakes and crumble under the pressure. And a lot of it has to do with our center-back partnership of Dayot Upamecano and Kim Min-jae. I thought Dayot Upamecano had a very bad game today. He was making a lot of loose balls here and there. He made quite a few wrong decisions defensively, as he often does from game to game. His passing was actually good. That is something I will give it to him, and he definitely helped in the attacking presence, but he still causes a lot of problems defensively. But Kim Min-jae, I'd argue, probably had an even worse performance than him today, because the second goal that we conceded, my goodness, what the hell are you doing, Kim Min-jae? You literally see a defender, an attacker, Wolfsburg attacker, that is right in front of you, trying to pressure you to win the ball from you, and you decided to pass back into one of our defensive areas, which makes things even more dangerous. I'm like, just make a long ball and pass to one of our attackers that are further up the pitch. Why do you got to take these risks about passing to our other defenders back in the area? It's been clear for a while that we're not really good at building up from the back. We do make mistakes when we start getting put pressure on the back. And I thought overall he had an absolute howler performance today. And it's also the reason why he actually got took off for Eric Dyer for the last 10 to 15 minutes of the game. And Dyer definitely looked a lot more solid than Kim Min-jae did. And I'll be honest, I've been, ever since we've signed him, very disappointed with how Kim Min-jae has done for our club. Because especially now since we've sold De Ligt to Manchester United, which now looks an even more stupid deal when you look at the current issues that we're having. This guy can't seem to even do the basics right anymore. And it's been apparent even in pre-season. Like, genuinely, this guy just can't seem to get something right whenever he's doing something defensively. And I'm very disappointed in him because this is our 50 million signing that we made last season. Especially now that De Ligt's gone, he's supposed to be the leader. He's supposed to be the one to lead our backline, to be the one that will cover our other teammates' mishaps and stuff like that. But judging from what I've seen from today's game, I still think Eric Dyer might still be the best center back that we have available in that position. Which I think sums up how bad our center back partnership is right now. Absolutely zero chemistry between the two. Upamecano and Kim Min-jae definitely don't look like they know what they're doing. And it doesn't look like this is something that will get fixed anytime soon. And unfortunately, two players that I think could have covered up for those problems, which is Hirataki Ito and Josip Stanisic. Stanisic, who came back from Bayer Leverkusen, and Ito, who we signed from Stuttgart for 30 million. Those two got injured straight away in our preseason. So those guys cannot play as our center backs for at least the next 2 to 3 months, which won't be in time for the match we're gonna have to play against Bayer Leverkusen, which I think is gonna be a big problem for Bayern Munich, especially in this early part of the season, because I genuinely believe now, if we do not sign another center back that can at least do the basics correct, we're not gonna win the league. We're not. It's simple as, if we do not sign another decent quality center back, we're not going to win the league. And I don't care if the Bayern board is trying to save money to try to get Florian Wirtz and these other attacking players for next season. Just stop being stingy and actually buy players that we need rather than players that we want. There's a huge difference between the players we need and the players we want. What we need right now is 2 new center backs. We absolutely need 2 new center backs right now. We cannot continue with Upamecano and Kim Min-jae as our center back partnership. It's just not possible at this point. That ship has sailed a long time ago. And if the Bayern board genuinely don't see this and think the squad is completely fine, then I think they're going to have another very rude awakening this season. And I fear if we don't win something this season, Eberl and Freund could, and Andriessen, the one in charge of our sporting financial stuff, I have a fear those 3 could end up getting sacked at the end of this season if we don't end up winning anything this season because of the defensive issues. Like, at this rate, I'm not even thinking about us potentially reaching the Champions League final in our home stadium because we are far away from that right now as we're speaking. We're far away from that level. What we need right now is 2 center backs that can temporarily cover for us until we can get Ito and Stanisic back from their injuries. After that, I think we'll be okay. But we need some defensive signings right now. And if we don't get any, I feel like we're massively gonna struggle defensively in these next few games against the stronger opposition. With that being said, if our next few games will be similar to the first half that we had against Wolfsburg, then I think we'll be okay. But if the second half we had is any indication of how we're going to play in our next few upcoming matches, we're going to drop like a rock behind Leverkusen when it comes to the title race. So yeah, those are all my honest opinions about Bayern's defensive situation as well. And I also believe Palhinha really should have started today because I think he could have helped us a lot defensively. I mean, we literally signed the £50 million defensive midfielder we always wanted only for this guy to play on the bench. Like, what are we doing here? Start playing this guy starting the next game. He'll massively help us out. So yeah, those are all my thoughts about the Bayern versus Wolfsburg game and my overall thoughts about how I think Bayern will do this season. Be sure to hit that like button down below, and if you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. And I hope you enjoyed this video and what I've got to say. And take care, and peace out, guys.